As a continued part of how to optimize your Twitch channel for live streaming, we're going to hit one of the last parts in this series, and that's going to be...
That's actually the Twitch panels. That's what you see below when you're streaming live or somebody's watching a live stream down below you.
Okay, excellent. Let's stay tuned.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Dale.
And I'm Walt.
And this is Live Streaming Tech. And if you want to learn more about live streaming online, be it on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, DLive, Mixer, and maybe even MySpace. We're just kidding.
Gotcha.
Make sure that you
click that subscribe button and turn that bell notification on so you don't miss a single video.
Okay, so we're rolling right along on how to optimize your Twitch channel. Now, keep in mind, you're going to want to make sure you stay tuned to this channel because we do have one more part because we're going to show you how to take all these elements. If you missed any of the parts where we covered how to do the avatar, how to do the video player banner, how to do the channel art, all this stuff, we got the links down in the description below. So there's still one more part, and we're going to get to the panels today. So what's the big deal about panels?
Okay, so there are two ways to do panels, and I kind of have mixed emotions about both of them. The first one is customizing your own panels. And why would you want to customize your own panels, Dale?
It's all about branding, because then people can recognize you and get it to where it's ingrained in their mind. I mean, anytime you say something like McDonald's, what do you think about?
The golden arches.
Nike, what do you think about?
Expensive shoes.
Expensive shoes. Exactly. So the thing is, you need to get branded all the way across. And if we've gone this far already, we've already gotten the avatar, we already got the video player banner, we already got the channel art. Now it's time for us to get those panels dialed in.
Okay, and the second way, which we'll cover in a future video, is how to use Twitch's very own extensions to make your panels. And that's what you see down below when you're streaming, or what your viewers are going to see down below. And those are representative of you. So yes, while it's easy to click those extensions and say, yes, sure, I'll use Stream Elements panel, or I'll use Streamlabs panels. The thing is that everyone else is using those panels. So Dale here is going to show you how to make your own customizable panels for Twitch, so that way you stand out amongst the sea of thousands of other streamers. So take it away, Dale.
Let's do the screen wipe. Here we go.
Okay, in order to do the Twitch panels, we're going to want to make sure in this particular video, we're going to be using GIMP. It's a free software you can download over gimp.org/download. We're going to go ahead and left click on that. We're going to open it on up. So with the panels, there's going to be a variety of sizes you can actually utilize. Generally, what Twitch actually recommends, you can actually see some of the recommendations on their help page over at livestreamingtech.site/Twitch setup. Go over there, see all the dimensions for everything, for your avatar, to your video player banner, to your cover image, all this stuff. And we've actually even got videos. The links are inside the description down below. You can watch some of these other tutorials. This one's going to be very similar, but we're going to make two different types of specific panels. Know that there are donations and tips. You can kind of make something for that. You can use a stream schedule. You can even do a viewer shout out. Maybe you even have, say, rules that you want to have within your stream. Either way, you can use some of these images. Sometimes it's not even necessary, but we'll cover that in another video. For this particular video, we're going to create two different assets. For this one, I'm going to make a square asset that's going to be 300 by 300. Just so you know, panels can't be larger than 320 by 300 pixels. And generally speaking, 320 by 100 is going to be just a regular banner and not the square image. So we're just going to start out with the square image on this one. So I'm going to hit Control N, and you know what? We're just going to go ahead and make this 300 by 300, because if we did it 320 by 320, it would exceed their largest size. So we're going to hit OK. I'm going to fill this with white foreground color, Control, comma. All right, let's zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so this is going to be something we're going to be utilizing over in our panel. So I'm just going to grab like a logo of some sort. I don't want to go too crazy on this. We can have a little bit of fun, but I just want to show you some very basic elements. So I'm going to just click and I'm going to drag this on in here. So you can see it's pretty large. We don't want it that stinking large. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to shrink it on down. And we can even go to width. We're going to hit 300, obviously, and it will scale it on down. Grab the alignment tool, click on that layer, go to tool options, center it, and we're going to put it at the top. because why not? There we go. And let's just say that this one's going to be for, I don't know, we're going to use it for our donations. So I'm going to go ahead and probably throw our pretty mugs on there. And we'll go ahead and click and drop that on in there. And we're going to resize this. So let's go ahead and we're going to make it just a little bit smaller here. I'm going to zoom out by pressing Control and using the scroll wheel. Yeah, this one's not too bad. You know what I'm going to do is, since there's two of us, I'm not going to worry too much as far as what I'm going to put on there. We're going to want to drop in a background. So I'm going to take our normal background that we normally have in all of these videos. So we're just going to drop it on in. Boom, click and drag. Let's move it down a couple layers. Move it down, boom. Excellent, not too bad. All right, let's just grab this. We're going to move it on over here. And I'm just going to do something fun. How about we just put the $sign? All right, go to Tool Options, Dynamic, so it fits it all the way. That might be too large. Oh, it might be large, just large enough. All right. Let's go just a little smaller. Why not? We'll go 200. I'm going to grab that layer and just move it right to the middle of that S. Okay, not bad, not bad. All right, let's have a little bit of fun with this. We're going to right-click on the $sign, alpha to selection, and let's shrink it down. Shrink? 4 pixels sounds all right. Yeah, so you can see it kind of shrunk it down just like this. So now I'm going to go over into Tool Options. We're going to grab the Gradient tool. This is fun. Grab this, and there's actually a bunch of different things we can select here, but I know there is one in here for gold. Oh, there we go. All right, we've got it to where it's a linear. We can change out any one of these, but linear sounds fine. I'm going to go ahead into a repeat. We're going to use triangular wave. So we're going to go ahead and click and drag. You see how that looks? Ooh, man, that pops right there. Done. Select that tool. We're going to press Control, Shift, and the letter A. Right-click on that layer again, alpha to selection. Let's go ahead and make a little bit of a shadow on this. We're going to hit Control and the period. Shut off that layer. Control Shift A will deselect. We're going to use the Move tool. Click on it, and we're just going to kind of move it over by about 3 clicks. Ooh, there we go. You see how that worked out? We're going to go ahead and duplicate that layer. Select the layer at the very bottom. Go to Filters. Choose Blur, Gaussian Blur. And I usually, like I say, usually in all these videos is 15 works nicely for me, and I'll double it up just a little bit. There we go. You know, we could always, even if we wanted to, let me show you a little trick. This is fun. We're going to go to Colors. We're going to invert it. Ooh, look at that. Not too bad. We can actually shut that off, and we'll make it really pop. But you know what? It's a little too much. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it as is right there. Alrighty. Let's merge those shadows down. Wonderful. Okay, everything's looking really nice. I want to kind of square out this so it kind of pops out. So let's go over to the picture here of Walt first. We're going to left click on him. I want to change his colors. I want to make him just a little bit more tan. Just make the colors pop a little bit. We're going to go about 20 to 30. 20 is great. And then we're going to kick up the contrast just slightly. Excellent. We're going to hit OK. Right click on him, alpha to selection. I'm going to select the layer right below it, make a transparent layer, hit OK. We're going to fill that Control period with black. Control Shift A will deselect. We're going to go into those filters, grab that Gaussian blur again. I think you know where I'm going with this. 15. And we're going to hit OK. Let's go ahead and duplicate that layer. Ooh, that was too much. It's not bad. All right, now I want to kind of frame this out just a little bit. it's not setting well for me for some reason. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to select right about here, and we're going to use the rectangle tool, excuse me, and we're just going to go ahead and just square it out right here. Okay, not too bad. All right, now I'm going to right click it. Oh wait, before I do that, let's switch these colors. I'm going to switch that palette. We're going to right click, go to edit, and we're going to stroke selection. Let's go big. Try 30 for pixels. Let's see how that looks. If it's too big, we can always go back and undo it. Okay, not bad. Now, I'm not going to leave that just as is. That's just not my MO. We're going to hit Control-Shift-A to deselect. And it looks like we did the wrong layer. Good news. We can just hit Control-Z to undo. All right, and then we're just going to put a transparent layer. That way, it's not attached to that specific image there. We're going to right-click, again, edit, stroke selection. I like the size. It was perfect. There we go. Control-Shift-A will deselect that right there. Now, let's go ahead and let's grab that Gaussian blur and let's see how that looks. Ooh, not bad. Not bad at all. So it just kind of made everything pop just a little bit more. I'm not angry at that. It's looking all right. So if you're happy with the particular image that you're using, so let's just say that I'm using this. I'm not 100% happy, but for the sake of this demonstration, we're going to keep everything kind of as brief as possible. We're going to go ahead and press Control-S to save this. And I'm going to go ahead and say, you can say switch square panel if you wanted to. Make sure you choose the right area that you want to have it. And hit save. All right, that's a GIMP readable file only. So we're going to want to make sure we save this as a PNG. Control-Shift-E. All right, and we'll say that this is square 1, all right? And that's one saved. We can also put that's probably the donations one, but in this instance, we're just going to leave this as is. All right, now, what about when we want to use something that's just going to be just the rectangular style panel, like just something that's just a simple title of some sort? So let's go ahead, we're going to hit Control-Shift-N, or excuse me, Control-N. We're going to do a new one. Now, I'm going to go 320 by 100. And feel free to play around with this, but this typically is a good one here. Now, I'm going to do kind of the same thing as I did in this other one, but I'm probably not going to use any images on this. This is going to probably just be mainly text-based. So let's just pretend that this is going to be for viewer shout-out. All right, I'm going to select all by pressing Control-A. We're going to go to Tool Options. I want to make sure that this is dynamic. All right, so you can see it's pretty large right now. We're going to need to make it a lot smaller. There we go. I'm going to make it just a bit larger. There we go. And I want to make this to where it is centered. Let's get the alignment tool. We're going to left click on that. Come on over to Tool Options, center it, and center it. Good stuff. Let's have a little bit of fun with this. So I'm going to go into one of the free images that I was telling you about in previous videos. Once again, if you want to get the free image resource guide, go over to livestreamingtech.site/guide, and we'll hook you up with that one. So for this one, I'm going to make it super simple for you. We can go over to Pixabay. And let's go ahead and find something that's going to be, I don't know, some type of shapes. So I ended up settling on this other image here. I decided to pause. I found one, and it was okay. We're going to drag and drop this onto the surface. I'm going to go ahead and use the scale tool. We're going to hit the width and make it 320. That way it shrinks it down. Now don't freak out. You're going to press Control and zoom out with your scroll wheel. Grab the alignment tool, left click on that asset, center it. Boom. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to zoom back in. Okay, it's still not quite fitting in there, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it just a little bit smaller. So we're at 100 as far as height goes. Scale. As you can kind of see, this is not quite fitting where I'd like it to, so we're going to do a little bit of magic. Okay, so what we're going to do is grab the rectangle tool. We're going to highlight over top of this. Make sure you select it on the layer. Let's put a transparent layer. Hit OK. Make sure we're still on that arrow there. We're going to hit Control-C. We're going to go to the top layer again, and we're going to hit Control-V. But now I just want to kind of just gently nudge this right on over here. I'm going to do it again. One more time. And you know what? Why not? Let's do it one last time. Excellent, not too bad. Now you can see there's a little bit of like a discoloration here. I'm not going to worry about it. Honestly, it's going to be fine because as soon as it's small, no one's going to be able to see that. So we're going to hit just merge down. I'm going to move this down below. Let's grab that text and let's make it pop just a little bit. So we're going to make it a little smaller so it fits right inside the arrow. I'm going to change this to white. Boom. Grab the move tool. Not too bad. Right click on the layer, hit alpha to selection. Let's go ahead and just grow it just about 2 pixels. Hit OK. That might be a little too large. We're going to hit undo, Control Z. We're going to grow it just by 1 pixel. That might be a little bit better. 1, hit OK. There we go. Select that next layer, get a transparent layer, hit OK. Now we're going to go back and default to the black and white. Just clicked on that. Control, comma, fills it with black. Not too bad. So now we've got our viewer shout out. Now here's the really cool thing is we can pull out this background. Now you see this checkered background? That's not going to appear. It's actually going to be a transparent background. So all we're going to do at this point is try to wrap things up. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to right click on my arrow. We're going to put in another transparent layer. This is going to be just a nice little fun extra touch. Control, comma, we'll fill it with black. We're going to hit Control Shift A to deselect. And I'm just going to take this and we're going to just press down. 1, 2, to the right, 1, 2. Turn that back on. You see how it kind of just makes it look kind of like pops right on out? Let's make it do it just a little bit more. We're going to grab in, make it a blur so it looks like it's a shadow. 15. There we go. See how that looks? So we're going to go ahead. Now that we're ready, we're going to hit Control S. Now I'm going to call this one Twitch Panel Rectangle. All right. Going to save it in that folder we want. Control Shift E will export it as a PNG, which is what you're going to need. Twitch Panel Rectangle, we'll say that that's pretty good. Maybe we'll have this as a SO, shout out. All right. Export. Excellent. So now we're good to go. Any event, boy, we blazed through a lot of things, and there's probably tons of more features, but at least get you on the right path as to what you can use with the GIMP software. And folks, we actually have an entire playlist series where we covered how to make the avatar, how we made the video player banner, how we ended up doing the cover image, and all this stuff. Actually, we're going to go ahead and show you right over here inside this playlist. And if you've already watched the playlist, you may want to go backtrack when we actually showed you how to make a Twitch thumbnail for video on demand and why it's so important. So choose either one of these. You can't go wrong. I'll see you in either one of them.